I'm walking out. It's about 10 o'clock. I passed that buck twice already. I think he's a 3-year-old. He'll probably be a pretty good deer next year if he makes it, or if he stays around. I don't know him. He just kind of showed up. But anyway, I got about a 3-hour drive from here on up to a spot I want to hunt in North Mississippi. So I'm gonna ease on out of here, hit the road, and spend a few days on some public land up in North Mississippi. See what we can do there. I'll see you shortly. Alright, this morning it was raining before daylight, and it rained till about 11 o'clock. I took advantage of the weather and scouted all morning, and I was looking for some fresh grapes. I didn't find much. I found a little sound, but I didn't find really anything that just made me excited. So I came in here where I killed a buck last year, and I found some rubs, not any large ones, some decent rubs, and I found a fresh scrape, 2 scrapes, and 3 piles of doe droppings. And those 3 piles of doe droppings are under some big white oaks. They're right on the edge of this thicket. And right about the time I found those doe droppings, I bumped a doe. I don't know if she was bedded or feeding, but that was enough for me to decide to go ahead and get in a tree right here. So it's cloudy, it's overcast, our front is moving in, the wind is out of the east. It's supposed to change and come out of the north, but I don't think it's going to change till after dark. So I'm probably going to hunt here this evening, and then if I don't see anything, I'm going to come and hunt this same area in the morning. And if I don't see anything in the morning, I'll probably get down and scout the edge of this thicket, because I know there's some more big white oaks on down the edge of this thicket that could possibly have some sign under them also. So this is our starting point. I believe I'm going to be here. Today is Saturday. I should be here through Tuesday, so got a few days to hopefully get a buck down. So maybe we'll get lucky. I guess he heard that grunt, and he just bedded down right there. It stayed there for, I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes. Alright guys, it's about 11 o'clock. I seen about I think it was 4 deer I saw this morning. The last one was that buck that came and bedded right here by me. So, like I said, it's about 11. I'm going to get down and I'm going to hit the edge of this ridge and go down this way. I got a northwest wind all day that's coming out of this thicket and blowing back this way in this flat. But I'm going to get down and scout the edge of this thicket, and once I get down this way, there's some ridges that come out from my left at the edge of this flat, this oak flat here, and it kind of, those ridges come out and come up pretty close. They come up pretty close to this thicket right here, and I'm hoping maybe I can find some rubs or some scrapes or some hot sign along the bottoms and heads of those ridges where they kind of drop off. I noticed a lot of times bucks like to bed on those ridges, and they'll fall off in the evenings on some lower ground, checking thermals and looking for does and whatnot. So I'm gonna get down and scout that out, and maybe I'll find some hot sign and set up and make an evening hunt this evening. Alright, it's about 2:30. I'm still on the edge of this thicket, but I'm between this big ridge and this thicket where this oak flat kind of narrows down. And I found a scrape line coming out of that thicket, going up ahead on this ridge, across my saddle on that ridge. And I don't know where this deer's at today with a north wind. The wind is out of the thicket onto the ridge, but I feel like most of the does are bedded in that thicket. So I got close to the thicket. I just feel like my odds are better up next to this thicket than somewhere on top of those ridges in that wide open timber, especially for an evening sit. Not quite what we're looking for. Was a buck though. As the season progressed, finding or seeing a decent buck in this area on public lands seemed to be quite a challenge.
and missing a couple of weeks of prime hunting during the peak rut due to an episode of the flu did not help. Record drought causing a decline in natural browse and unusual deer patterns, along with extremely late establishment of fall plots, disrupted full potential for antler size. As peak rut turned to post-rut, turned to late season, my struggle to cross paths with a second buck that I deemed worthy of taking carried me back and forth from public to private. It hadn't been the season I had hoped for. It had been a season of struggles through and through. But it's all part of the game, the good years and the bad, and truthfully, even the bad years that humble us as hunters are still better than not hunting at all.
That was a pretty decent 8-point. I could have shot him, but that's about the third time this year I've passed on him. I hadn't seen him in several days. He'll be a nice deer next year. Who knows if he'll be around here or not, though. Back at my little lease here in South Mississippi. It's January 21st. It's been it was really cold this morning. It's about 23, which is cold here for my neck of the woods, but I been passing several bucks here. I don't know, 2 or 3 bucks, I say. Just decided not to shoot one. Not really quite big enough for what I want to shoot. I just kind of getting over being sick for about 2 weeks. I think it was the flu or something really got me down. I headed up to some public land in North Mississippi and only wound up being there about 2 days, and I got so sick I just had to come home and kind of been out of the game. And I just came to my little lease here today because I've only put one deer in the freezer this year, and I need to put some meat in the freezer. So I got so many does here. I really need to tag out here on does, but I just don't. I don't have an excuse. I just don't feel like fooling with them, especially in the evenings. I was hoping one would come out in this plot or in this lane where these feeders are at, so I could, film one, get a good clean shot. So it's a pretty day. Wind is out of the, that's the only bad thing about it is the wind is out of the east, southeast. Don't get a whole lot of movement on days usually like this, but it's been cold all day. I think the high was like low 40s, maybe 41, 42 or something like that. And yesterday was about the same. It's been cold, so I figure these deer will move this evening. They got to eat, especially the lows it's been at night in the low 20s. So hopefully we can get a doe on the ground. I'm hoping to kill one of these older does if I can get a shot on one, and get a little meat in the freezer. I don't know if that buck has got mange or what he's got, but I believe he's a 2-year-old buck. He was here. He stays on the property a lot. He was here all last year. I see a bunch of does way down on the south end. Got several does out way down there. I just heard a dog barking. I don't know if they're going to make it up here in time or not before it gets too dark. Or maybe that dog will run them up this way. I don't know. They did make their way down here. I want to shoot that big one to the right. The biggest one to the right. Alright, I believe that was a good hit. I'll give her a minute. Go see what we got. I'm gonna just go ahead and try to find her. It'll be a lot easier to find her and get her out of here before it gets dark. Right, she must have went right through here. Well, there she is right there. Ain't no much tracking job to it. Not real crazy about shooting does this time of the year, but no meat in the freezer. I had to make sure I get a little bit before it gets too late. Nice doe. Big old healthy doe. I don't know if any of those yearlings were hers or not, but just about every doe I got here's got yearlings. I know a doe kill might not be the most exciting thing, but it's part of hunting, part of managing deer, and hey, there's venison in the freezer. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. See you next time.